Listener, you know that I am a big fan of having gay sex on my Helix mattress, which is why I'm so excited to tell you that Helix has left the bedroom, or in my case, the left side of my apartment, and moved all the way to the right side of my apartment. They're making sofas. They just launched a new company called Allform, and they are already making the best sofas in the game. I know this personally. I have one. It is as comfortable as that incredible Helix Sleep mattress. So what makes an Allform sofa really cool? For starters, it's the easiest way you can customize a sofa using premium materials at a fraction of the cost of traditional stores. This is how I did it. I went online, I picked my fabric, you pick the color, you pick what kind of little leggies you want on the end of it. You can make it perfect for your little gay aesthetic, listener. And one of the best parts is that Allform sofas are delivered directly to you with fast, free shipping, okay? If you tried with this supply chain nonsense, I don't know economics, but if you tried to order a sofa from another company, it would take weeks or even months to arrive, but you will get your Allform immediately, listener, and you don't even need someone to set it up. It's really easy to assemble. I did it myself, and I'm not even a handy gay. Another great perk, you get 100 days to decide whether or not you want it. If you don't like it, they will come and pick it up for you for free. And there is a forever warranty, literally forever, like gay love, listener. So to find your perfect sofa right now, go check out allform.com/gaysex. And guess what? Allform is offering 20% off all orders for our listeners at allform.com/gaysex. Go do it, listener.
I accidentally chipped my partner's tooth having
Go on.
Oh, no. I got a little too drunk. I had a Manhattan, and then I was like, I'll have wine, and then I'll finish with scotch. Those are 3 drinks. Those are actually a recipe for and I was by a bonfire, so I'm dehydrated. I will proudly say that I'm an athlete, but at this moment, I was not really performing at my best. My partner was like, I think you chipped my tooth. And in my little scotched up brain, I was like, I don't remember that.
Listener, I'm going on tour to 7 or 8 different cities over the next few months, and there will be more to come after that. So please, AshleyGavin.com. Here's what we've got coming up. We've got Phoenix, North Carolina, San Francisco, Denver, Bloomington, Indiana, and Nashville. AshleyGavin.com for all of those tickets. But there's going to be more, so don't miss out. They sell out very, very fast, and people on the mailing list get first dibs. AshleyGavin.com. And patrons get discounts. Patreon.com/WHGS. Go follow Kate. It's almost his birthday. I'm going with the he, him pronouns today for you, Kate. At the Kate Sis, Kate to 10K. And then today on this episode, we have Tien Tran, the star of the upcoming reboot of How I Met Your Mother. It's How I Met Your Father on Hulu. It's out now. We are so lucky to have her. She is so fucking funny, you guys. Truly one of my favorite guests. We are definitely going to have her back. On the episode, she goes into a great story about breaking her partner's teeth during gay sex. It's not one to miss. And as always, we're making the big bucks via Patreon. I know you hear these ads, but it's way, way better for us via Patreon. It's more cost effective. It really helps us. And you get bonus episodes. Almost every week, we release a bonus episode for you with your gay sex stories with your favorite guests like Brianne Williamson, Georgia Bridgers, Jake Cornell. We had Frankie French on. Lots of great stuff for you. Patreon.com/WHGS. We have it backed up on this. So, Alex, you deal with it, okay? We just hired Alex.
Be nice. We literally just said men are unlovable. You have to be kind.
He has to earn his love. Earn your love, Alex.
Anyway, I'm just kidding.
No, we're not.
I am kidding. I used to love a man.
You loved a man?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow, we have not really discussed this.
I guess not.
I guess you
Say
refer
more,
to
say
it.
more.
You have a cat hair on your lips.
Oh, thank you. Wow, how intimate.
Oh my God. This podcast is too gay, actually.
It's taking a turn. It's taking a turn.
The cat hair on the lip is honestly too much for me.
Sometimes it gets on the microphones and the guests are like, can I have a different mic? I'm allergic to cats. And I'm like, no, homophobia.
No.
Alive and well.
Wait, let me explain to understand what the
the format? Yeah.
the format.
Yeah.
So we can really get. I mean, we're coming. This is already a fantastic episode.
I'm having fun.
You're on fire.
I'm having a blast.
Good. I'm so glad that you're here.
I love you. I think you're hilarious.
Thank you so much.
yeah,
Right back at you.
You're really funny. You're really
Thank
really
you
funny.
so much.
We're each gonna tell a gay sex story.
We'll do intros at some point.
We'll do intros whenever we choose to do them. Sometimes it might not happen until minute 45. You never know when an intro is gonna sneak up on you. You know?
I mean, I like having the idea of like your listeners guessing who's the guest.
That's great. Surprise! It's Donald Trump.
Oh my God. I wonder how.
I identify.
Have you done this every episode?
A Donald Trump impression?
Yeah.
I think it should become a standing. Then we do 15
I
minutes.
think
we do
of
15
me
minutes
as
where we
Donald
all
Trump.
do.
I'm ready.
We have
I'm ready for
a
that.
nuanced discussion about gender and sexuality, all doing.
I'm a cis.
Impressions.
I'm a cis. I'm not a sissy. I'm very tough. Some would say the toughest.
That's what the
my
T
God.
in LGBT stands
know.
for.
Isn't
Is
it?
tough.
L is for losers. Fuck lesbians.
Fuck
A
that.
bunch of losers.
B is for bottoms. I'm not that.
Q is for I don't know any words that start with Q, so
Even though I'm from Queens.
KW. That's how the kids spell it. KWEE.
ENS.
Well, at some point we'll do intros. But we have an amazing guest here
Yes.
today. Comedian, podcaster, writer. You've seen her on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad bitch here.
Indeed.
I said bad bitch and I don't think I pulled it off. What do do you think?
Director
No,
too,
it felt
right?
very what?
Director?
No. I can't tell
Oh.
people to do anything.
For,
No.
for some reason, I
Total
thought
bottom.
you.
Total bottom.
Total bottom. I'm not topping anyone actorly wise, and or it's not.
Tien as a
happening.
director is just like, just do. What take are we on? Just let it roll. Just let it roll.
Direct. Why don't you just direct yourself, and I'll just watch.
Why don't you tell me what to do? And
Yeah, tell me how you want me to direct you. No, not a director.
Okay,
no.
My bad,
But
my
thank
bad.
you. I mean, that's nice.
such a funny comedian. I just watched her set on Comedy Central. Really, really good.
Hilarious.
Yeah, we have Tien Tran here today. Yay.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with both of you.
I already
Yeah.
feel like we'll be friends in real life.
I mean, it's happening.
I'm glad we got to meet at like a random thing. I think like 1 second before the pandemic.
Yes. Honestly, I think it was like the last time I did stand up anywhere was there.
So where are you based? Because I thought you were in LA. Well, first I thought you were in New York, and then I thought you were in LA. And you were like, actually, I am in the Midwest.
I'm in Champaign, Illinois.
Nice.
The comedy capital of the
comedy
world.
capital. Nobody knows this, but it is the comedy acting capital of the world. Most movies are made out of Champaign. My partner is a professor, so
cool.
Oh,
so
sick.
she's a
Hot.
professor at
Hot.
yeah. I mean, I like a hot nerd, and it works out really,
Perfect.
really well. And so that's why I'm here. But
Nice.
I was in LA, and then I'm bouncing around a little bit. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Is your partner tenured?
Tenure tracked.
Nice,
Hell yeah.
nice,
Hell
nice.
Yeah.
Way to add. I mean,
you-
I love I love an academic.
Do
I
you,
love an academic, man.
Side note, maybe this is kind of academic. This is about IP or trademark law. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh wow.
Yeah, let's
you
get
get
into
to-
trademark
Do you get
law.
to call your sparkling wines champagne? Because you're in Champagne.
I mean,
When you're in Champagne,
when
all
you're in
alcohol is champagne.
everything is champagne.
Like that $2
Can I have
jug,
a Bud Light?
and they're like,
The
what are you
Bud
talking
Light.
about? It's champagne. Get out of here, you.
Bud Light is champagne. Sparkling water is
Anyway,
champagne.
let's go back to riffing about how hot it is to fuck a professor.
No, I actually think you're
Sorry, that was so crude.
Your 6'6" champagne riff. I want to focus on that, Kate.
Yeah.
No, forget
Kate,
it.
actually, I'd like to talk more about the champagne alcohol bits we've been starting.
what the listener is here for.
They were like, wow, I thought this, wow, they're all of a sudden talking all about wine and champagne. And they don't seem to know that much about champagne for real.
Why are we doing the Law and Order?
Because we're talking about intellectual property law and trademark. Anyway.
Which comes up constantly on Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
They're like,
no, Champagne.
Special Champagne unit.
Champaign, Illinois is suing Champaign, the region in France, for the... I signed that petition. I signed that petition and I'm ready to support it.
Just for being Champagne?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because America definitely was first.
100%.
As always.
I imagine, now wait, here we go. What kind of professor is your partner? Like what subject?
Art history.
Art history.
Ooh,
So
nice.
this is historical, going back to your history teacher. Illinois has a bunch of French sounding places because of the Louisiana Purchase shit. France. Am I right at all about this?
I don't know.
I think so.
Listener,
Sounds
write
right.
in.
Like the French fur traders maybe were colonizing there, and
There were fur traders
I thought that's what all the French were doing here.
trading furs.
Everyone else was doing other shit, and the French were like, "Look at this raccoon."
Yeah, that was a great French accent.
Le raccoon.
Le raccoon.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be lying if I said like, yeah, Illinois was a huge French colony. I don't know if that's true at all.
I think it must be because there's all those French names in like Wisconsin and then Iowa and shit, right?
I don't know. I've never.
We are ignorant.
Kate, call up your history teacher right now.
Hey,
actually.
Did you
why
let
are there
touch?
French?
Did you let touch?
Did you let touch? Did you let touch the raccoon?
This is a wild episode.
Well, no, we're all over the place.
Yes, I'm a French art history professor, and I study the history of the French fur trade when they make le merkin.
I was going to make a Merkin joke. Good Merkin joke.
Thank you.
There you go. Have a good Merkin joke. Well, anyway, Tien, we're so glad that you're here. It's about time to do intros. And
That was a love.
Enough of these French merkins. We need a merkin.
Merkin. You're on fire. You're on fucking fire. Merkins for Merkins.
Merkin.
I have the biggest Merkin.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We're so glad that you're here. Thank
Yes.
you for being here. We're
And you also, I want to shout out one thing because our listeners probably love
top
this
away.
show.
I'm the little bottom bitch on this episode.
You wrote for Work in Progress, right?
Yes.
So cool.
Yes, I did. I got to write for both seasons, and
Nice.
it's such a fun show. It's
Yeah.
such a queer show too. So if you haven't listened to it or watched it, listen to it. Do I know how
just
to watch
listen
TV?
to it. Just listen to it. It's such a sensory experience to close your eyes
Just close your eyes.
during Work in Progress.
Did you, Pip? Fans of your show might like it.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so too. and
I like it.
I have not watched it. Admittedly, I just found out that you
It's
wrote for it.
Okay. I love
Tell us
season
about
one.
it because I don't even know what it is.
It's okay. So it's about this woman named Abby McEnany. It's like semi-autobiographical, and it's just about like her life as a fat queer dyke in Chicago trying to navigate love life, work life. And she's so funny, and like I think she's easily the funniest person I've ever met. Kate, you're nodding your head because like she's
I had
hilarious.
so much fun watching it. Yeah.
It's just like so honest and heartwarming and just funny as fuck. And so if you haven't seen it, check it out. It follows right after the L word. Don't know if you know that.
What's that?
Have you heard of this show? Generation Queens. It's really good. But yeah, it's Work in Progress is just like, it's just a really intimate look into this person's life and how she's handling like her mental health and dating, and it's just so beautifully done. It's really, really wonderful.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for telling us
Yeah.
about it. I'm going to go check it out for sure.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
My time has been freed up thanks to Alex, and so you will be glad to know, Kate. I'm gonna fill you in. Tien, we have to do intros. I'm not talking about what I'm doing in my spare time before we fucking do intros. We're in the apartment. We're having gay sex. We're having gay sex with Tien Tran today. Yeah. We've already covered her
Was that
accomplishments.
yes? Was the applause?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Comedy Central. You can watch it on YouTube. Go check out her set. So glad that you're here. We're going to do intros now. Copy the format. I am Ashley Gavin. I'm a cis gay white woman. She, her pronouns. Coming to DC the 6th through the 8th. 5 shows. We've already sold out 1. I imagine that there might be more sold out at this point. And I'm excited about that.
Yes.
Your monthly show will be back in January at some point.
Yeah. TBD.
All right. And as always, cancel coach to keep me from getting canceled. The fat in the chat. I dropped the ball today because I don't have a sports metaphor. But their balls haven't dropped because we're not sure they're there. They're there metaphorically. Give it up for a big old pair of theoretical balls. Balls so theoretical and big, they're warping time and space. We're discovering gravity out there. Kate Sisk.
Hey, everybody, it's me. Kate Sisk, the cancel coach, the fat in the chat. Happy to be here. I'm a white bisexual lesbian dyke. Any pronouns are fine. I'm gender non-conforming, but my gender this week, as submitted by the listeners, is, and I'm gonna read this one directly because I think it's so funny, a hermaphroditic clownfish that changes sex so quickly that it accidentally impregnates itself and then becomes the first male to successfully give birth.
Correct.
Oh my God.
The answer is yes.
So stunning. That's beautiful.
I loved
that was
it.
fan submitted.
Yeah, we have the best listeners on the planet.
Yeah, we do. They're great.
They're like just fantastic.
Yeah.
They're
Oh
wonderful.
my
people.
God. Can clownfish do that?
I think we just found out yes.
I think clownfish
Wow.
is one of those species that does change.
I will say this. We get so many things wrong scientifically on this podcast. I want to remind
And
people.
maybe historically. I think we might have just absolutely butchered that too.
Look, listener, if we've said a fact on this, assume that it's wrong. A bunch of people were writing in talking about hymens. Hymens don't have to break. They can just sort of expand.
Oh.
Yeah, I said that. My other option was to widen it with increasingly bigger.
Maybe
and
it
then
got
you
cut.
said snakes.
I'm not gonna.
But
I'm not gonna tell you. I don't have it on record.
she was doing a bit.
I was doing a bit.
You start with like a mini tiny dildo and then you do bigger and bigger
yeah,
medical dildos to stretch the hymen. But I didn't want to do that option because I don't like that.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
The point is that we, listener, I want to remind you, we're not therapists, we're not
Listener,
scientists, we're not doctors, we're not
I am
historians.
an expert. And here's what. Clownfish, they change from male to female.
Are you mean?
I'm telling you, we're going to make merkins out of clownfish.
Yeah.
One second,
Listen.
it's a penis merkin. The next second, it's a vagina merkin. We got it all, okay?
And the clownfish actually colonized Illinois. And they're all over the place right now. Okay?
just swimming around
Just
in
swimming
Champaign.
around. They have in Champaign.
They're wasted.
They're fucking drunk. The clownfish are drunk off their
Because
asses.
they're fucking clowning around.
Anyway. Yes.
Okay.
Your
Oh,
turn.
yes, that's right. Sorry.
Hello, I'm Tien Tran, Asian lesbian dyke, she, her. Intro wise, I've been watching a lot of I've been watching a lot of climbing movies recently.
Climbing movies.
Yeah, there are 2 Netflix climbing movies out right now that made me cry.
Oh.
And they were about cis straight men. And sometimes when I
Climbing
sometimes-
genre
yeah,
feels male dominated to me.
It's incredibly male dominated.
Which is so weird because we have the strongest fingers in the world.
I completely agree.
You should see my
completely
fucking
agree.
forearms, man. Right now, they are out of control.
Is your right
being
bigger than your left?
Yeah, huge.
My fingers are strong, but my arms are weak. So it makes for a very uneven situation. Very strong fingers, such weak arms.
So, listener, I'm flexing my forearms.
Oh
this
my
is my
God.
this is my left. I don't know
Okay.
if you can see that.
Go like this. This is where you can really see.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, for me, it's this muscle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then this is my right, which which is
Wait, let me see.
which is popping.
Oh my.
There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. That is so
Okay,
funny.
someone is not ambidextrous.
I love that you're not slut shaming me. You're like dominant hand shaming me.
Yeah, I'm dominant hand shaming you.
I the one hand has been done. I have been a huge slut. Okay. Should we get into it? The gay sex?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I have to fill you in a little bit. I got out of a relationship in May. It was loving and beautiful and wonderful and ended because of an age gap.
You were ready to get married and she was ready to be a young person exploring life.
Yes, totally.
Okay.
But still
Okay.
friends, and she's the coolest.
Sounds so mature. I love this.
Oh, just you wait. And then
Okay.
the periods of sads, periods of being a slut. I would say hugely slutty the past few weeks.
Okay.
Felt
Okay.
oh, sorry.
No, amazing. I'm just yesing you.
Yeah. Yes, and.
Yeah. Yes, and. Yes, and huge slut. Okay.
Yes, and bacterial vaginosis. So that's something that I'm dealing with right now.
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got bacterial vaginosis.
Oh.
I'm on the meds right now. Listener, if you're like, what is that? It's it's like really the predominant lesbian STD, but it's not technically an STD. It's like a bacterial overgrowth of stuff you already have.
Yeah.
And
you can knock yourself off kilter with that.
Yeah. So I don't really know how I got it, but I'm on meds for that, which I think certified.
Is it helping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny enough, we were just talking about hymens. Literally, like a week after I got my hymen removed, I got bacterial vaginosis.
So
God.
being super vulnerable with you all about my bacterial vaginosis wasn't as hard to say as I thought it would be. Really just flew out of my mouth just now. But it's not flying out of my mouth. It's in fact flying out of my vagina. So my
downstairs mouth.
My downstairs mouth. Which is primarily where I sip the champagne from. Which one is that? That's hot.
It didn't work, I don't think.
Whatever.
But I was
anyway,
saying, that's hot.
so
That's hot.
so you've been a huge slut, and then internally while slutting, I'm gonna share. So I have been very vulnerable, like on this podcast. I think you have too. It's scary to be so vulnerable on this podcast because I think people like they really feel like they know me, and they do, but it's also like just one window of my life. So it's like a little bit scary, like, you know, what you include, what you don't include. And I've like cried on this podcast. And so one thing that I haven't really mentioned is that like oh my gosh, I've been on the apps and stuff like that, but I'm 34 and I've just been really struggling to find like single women over 30 on there and in like my daily life. And I've definitely been dating like a lot, like a wide age range, but like I'm definitely was feeling like super like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna meet someone? You know what I mean? Like
Because you're looking for like a life partner.
Yeah. And I feel like a life partner is probably gonna be 26 and over, you know what I mean? And even 26 feels like in New York City, like still so young. Like you're still figuring out your shit. So then I was like clearing out my like rotation of people that I was having sex with, just feeling super vulnerable, super sad. And then last week, I had the gayest week of my entire life.
Okay.
You guys, this shit is gay. This shit is gay. Jen
and I are just like rocking back and forth.
Okay, so many months ago, I saw a girl on Hinge, thought she was super cute, saw she had her Instagram listed, followed her on Instagram because I'm hotter on Instagram.
Yeah.
The move. Explain why this is the move.
Why I think it's the move?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're just like, okay, wait, if you follow someone on Instagram, it's kind of like you're establishing a connection immediately. So like, there's no going back from that. I think you establish a connection. So that bold.
I also think I'm a personality gal. I think I'm funny and you need to see my clips.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Got to see my stories, my tweets.
You're like, I'm funny and you need to see my clit. You got to see this thing.
Here's the thing.
You gotta
It's
see it.
crazy.
It's in all the highlights and all. It's in every single highlight that I saved underneath my profile. Let's go,
Listener, go follow me on Instagram. Click on clits to see some great content. Some clit tent.
Some clit.
I'm just picturing the YouTube of this getting bleep 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 bleep. So I follow her. I completely forget that I followed her.
Okay.
And she DM'd me, I think, soon after that. But I don't really respond to Instagram slide-ins.
Okay.
Because
It's too much.
It's too much. And I don't know who these people are. I can't really vet them. Whereas on Hinge, you can like see someone's profile, know what they do for a living, know their age, like all this, what they're looking for, like all that stuff. So I just saw this and assumed it was just like a slide in and had totally forgotten who she was.
That you had initiated.
That I had initiated.
You had initiated.
I'm that fucking asshole. I negged this girl basically by accident.
Oh my God.
Hi, who are you?
Yeah, like, I dare you to DM me. Who's this?
So she, I guess, was watching my stories, came to a show.
Oh.
And I met her at the show.
Okay.
She's not in that age window that I want, you know, 27 and older.
Okay.
And I just thought this will just be like a hookup.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I met her and I was like, oh my God, she's so cute. So I give her I don't know if you guys have done this. I'm like,
I don't know either.
I'm like, I'm so 50-50 about whether or not to like pursue this person at all, even casually.
Okay.
And so I was like, let's do the test kiss. Let's see if there's chemistry here.
All right.
Yeah, by the way, she also says to me, I go like, so what's your deal? Like, what are you looking for? She goes, well, right now I'm solo poly. That's what she said to me.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, perfect hookup person. Like, just fun.
Yeah.
No strings attached. Just like
you're both
totally,
on the same page.
totally
about
casual.
What you're doing.
Yeah.
She kisses me. I was like, oh no.
Are you married? Are you married? Oh my God, are you married?
She's now married, Polly.
Her contact lenses are in my bathroom.
Whoa. Okay,
Her
that's
rings
huge.
are on my nightstand.
Wait a minute.
Her Hitachi is tucked behind my pillow.
Are you?
What are you
Does
serious?
she live here? Is she here now?
Is she
here
here?
under the bed? Hello, what's her name?
Give it up!
Hello.
Actually, she's here.
In Champaign.
She's in Champaign.
I flew her out for this episode. Tien, give it up for your new roommate. Wait, you actually get to name her. Here's her job.
Okay.
She coaches people on opening up their relationships. She's so poly. She's the poly.
Oh my
poly.
gosh.
You get to give her a name, Tien.
Oh, a name?
Yeah, and she specifically was like, if you name me Sarah, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. She wants a fucking name.
She wants a name?
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
wants a name.
Cynthia is the first thing that came to mind.
Cynthia.
But I don't even know if that's right.
I like it.
So
A lot of syllables.
So Cynthia, yeah, like we hooked up. It was bananas.
Okay.
Just
Oh my
bananas.
God.
Great.
Bananas.
Amazing.
She's so poly. She has slept with way more people than I have. Like in some ways she's like so much more experienced than I have. And she's like a poly supremacist. She is like poly all the way. Like she wants to have, her dream life is to be a stay-at-home mom to 2 wives. That's like her dream life.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
would be cool.
Well, she's just unlike anyone that I ever thought.
Gay?
Yeah, she's gay, but she calls herself, she's just so fucking funny. She calls herself homo flexible.
I like
These
it.
new terms.
She
I
is,
feel like I'm ancient. I feel ancient right now. I'm like, homo flexible. Well, look it. That's cool. That's what I like.
Well, hey,
hey now.
she
nifty.
said she really likes like very kinky stuff. Like she really likes to get tied up, like beat up, like that kind of shit.
all right.
And she says like not a lot of queer women are willing to do that. So
Oh,
she like
interesting.
extends herself to like the men who are like, I guess, willing to beat up a woman, which I'm not willing to do. And no, I'm not trying to kink shame. I'm not. I understand. Like,
Well, no, it's your boundary that you can
It's
have
your
your boundary.
boundary.
yeah. So like I was so worried about this because I was like I was just like, I like you so much. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with the poly thing. I'm freaking out. Like we have like, we don't fight, but we have like a little argument about like what this is gonna be. This is all like in 48 hours. Like it's
Oh my
just like it's
gosh.
a total blitzkrieg U-Haul. You know,
This
like,
is yeah. You know what? Put a little hot sauce in her contact lens case. Just a little pain. Just switch it up. Just try something different. Please don't do that. That's not a real suggestion.
so.
Oh my God.
If you're listening and you want
got
that,
me.
but she's just amazing
Nice.
and so not compatible for what I'm looking for
Yeah.
long term. And this is why I was so worried about telling this story, because I was like, the listeners are so intimately acquainted with my life and know what I want and are probably hearing this and being like, Ashley, you're like making a huge mistake, like getting involved with this person. And I guess like I'm a little frightened to be putting this out there that like, I don't know. I hope everyone's like in support of me having some fun. And you know what was nice is like it was just really nice to like have those feelings again and like know that you can like have those feelings. And she makes me laugh. She is so funny.
Yeah.
She's like truly one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Well, I don't think there's an issue really. I mean, if you like fall in love with her, then that'll be your problem to deal with. But
no comment.
But but I don't think there's anything wrong. You're both on the same page about what this is. So there's nothing to stop you from working towards your ultimate goal of finding a monogamous life.
You know
partner.
what she said to me that was like really sweet, but I was also like, I don't know if I really want that. She was like, I can be your girlfriend while you're looking for this person. And like she was, and to her, in her poly life, that's something beautiful and wonderful to her. To me, it's a little terrifying because I don't know whether or not I'm capable of like having a girlfriend and meeting a new person at the same time.
Well, and knowing that she's meeting other people as well. You've said before, kind of apropos of nothing, that you would not be able to do it.
We're gonna find out because I really like her.
Is she your girlfriend?
No, she's not my girlfriend. But to cap off,
are you gonna see her again soon?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then in the middle of this,
what a dumb question
she might be coming to your show tonight, Kate.
Oh boy.
This is basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is this is the most poly period of my life. Like I've never experienced so many feelings for so many different people at the same time. It's wild and weird and strange and
also exciting.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And I'm so nervous about being judged for all these feelings that I'm having. I don't know. Maybe because
I mean,
you know, if people are gonna judge you, it's people who don't understand that like life is so complex. There is like no clear cut anything with anything, especially with relationships. Like, you know, there is no right or wrong in a lot of cases. I don't like what you're doing is like exactly where you're at right now.
I will say, like, some people might say, oh, well, being in this relationship with this poly person that you know you're not meant for, like, that's contrary to finding your person. And I would disagree and say that any of these, like, connections that you're having with other people is, one, enjoying life, and two, you're learning about yourself. And the more you know about yourself, the more able you'll be to find your forever person.
Yes, I completely agree. And I definitely feel really good. I know, phenomenal.
Holy shit.
This is the only time I think that I haven't thought of you as a man.
Yeah, I'm being a real bitch right now.
No, you're being a real emotionally evolved bitch right now. Okay. Which we all aspire to. That was
I
beautiful.
Okay, listener, before the ad break, just a little reminder, I'm going on tour. Phoenix, Denver, North Carolina, San Francisco, Nashville, Bloomington, Indiana. Let's go, AshleyGavin.com. Listener, by now, you know that I am a huge fan of my Helix mattress. I'm a busy gay. Okay, I have a lot going on. I'm running a business. I'm also swiping on Hinge. I have to rest and feel recharged every day so I can get my gay sex in, so I can deliver you this content. And for months, I was wondering, man, I wish there were a way for me to feel as recharged by my sofa as I am by my Helix bed. And now that has been gifted to me by Allform. It's Helix's new sofa company. They make the best mattresses in the biz, and now they are making the best furniture. So what makes an Allform sofa really cool? For starters, it's super easy to customize. You can pick your fabric, you can pick the color, you can pick the little legs, you can have like a chaise sticking out of it, you can make it extra long, like a sectional, whatever. You need a matching love seat, okay? Because maybe you're U-hauling with someone and you've got a lot more room, you're splitting the rent. They have matching armchairs and love seats for you. No matter what you want, they've got it for you, and it's all compatible. So as you grow, as you move somewhere, you can even slip in new cushions, slide those cushions in there with Allform. They are also delivered directly to your home with fast, free shipping. Right now, if you buy a sofa from a traditional retailer, it would take months to arrive, and you would need someone to come and assemble it for you, right? But Allform only takes a few weeks to arrive in the mail, and it's so easy to set it up. I set one up myself. It just takes a few minutes, no tools needed. And if getting a sofa without trying it first sounds a little risky, you don't have to worry about that. Little baby gay, you get 100 days to decide if you want to keep it. That's more than 3 months. And if you don't love it, they'll pick it up for you for free and they'll give you that full refund. Allform also wants to do their part and offers exclusive discounts for teachers, students, military, and first responders. I know that's a lot of you. Allform also offers financing and flexible payment plans, so an amazing sofa is never far away. And don't forget about that forever warranty. Literally forever. To find your perfect sofa right now, go check out allform.com/gaysex. They're offering 20% off all orders for our listeners at allform.com/gaysex. One more time, allform.com/gaysex. Go get that sofa. Lil Bottom, you know that when you're in a good relationship, it's all about communication. You know what I mean? That open flow of communication and trust. So then why is it that corporations and big companies, they'll just renew your subscription without even communicating with you that they're renewing it? You know why they do that? Because it's a scam. Don't let greedy corporations pocket your money. Download Truebill to take control of your subscriptions. Truebill is the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions that you don't need, want, or simply forgot about. On average, people save up to $720 a year with Truebill. That's a lot of dildos, okay? Because companies make it hard to cancel, Truebill makes it incredibly simple. Just link your accounts and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in just one tap. And your Truebill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions so that you don't have to. I've been a Truebill user since before I hosted this podcast. I was about to say before I was gay. Honestly, that's how long I've been a Truebill user, but I love it so much. It saves me a lot of money and it's really easy to use. Truebill has over 2 million users and has helped save them over $100 million, like Matthew B., who says, in a matter of seconds, I saved $660 for the year on my DirecTV bill. I saved $120 for the year on my SiriusXM bill and saved $840 a year on car insurance. Don't fall for subscription scams, little gay. Start canceling today at Truebill.com/Ashley. Go right now, Truebill.com/Ashley. It could save you thousands of dollars a year. That's a lot of gay dates. That's a ton of queer cash for whatever knitting equipment you need. Truebill.com/Ashley. Go now, listener. Tien, did you have gay sex this week?
I mean, yes. And I'll start with two different things. Well, one, I accidentally chipped my partner's tooth having like...
Go on.
I got a little too drunk.
You took the Hitachi to the wrong mouth. Wrong pair of lips.
It was one of those things where like I had a Manhattan. I was feeling myself. We just got home from a trip. I had a Manhattan. And then I was like, I'll have wine. And then I'll finish with scotch. Like, those are 3 drinks. Those are actually like 3 terrible.
All champagne is what we're trying to say.
Actually, all champagne. I had champagne across the board.
Those 3 drinks together, man. That's
a recipe for this. And I was by a bonfire, so I'm dehydrated. So it's like I'm just dehydrated and full of these 3 drinks. And we started fooling around and having fun. And I think I was a little too loose with my own movements. And I didn't have my coordination wasn't at its peak. Okay. I will proudly say that I'm an athlete, but at this moment I was not really performing at my best. And I think
what kind of athlete?
Soccer. I played soccer.
Okay.
Yeah. Big soccer head. Football for your European listeners,
which we have.
Okay. See, I just. And I smacked her mouth with my teeth, and
yeah, you did.
And that ended things pretty. That just because it hurt. Like I hurt her teeth.
My teeth hurt right now just listening to it.
I think the worst part. I was just like
where's the flag on this play, cancel coach?
What?
Where's the flag on this?
People make mistakes.
People make mistakes, right?
That should be the name of the episode. I am making some mistakes. You're making mistakes.
My partner was like, I think you chipped my tooth. And in my
What a thoughtful way to say that.
I know.
So calm.
In my so calm, so chill, and in my like little scotched up brain, I was like, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Let's keep going. So, and then I had to.
You're like on the witness stand. You're like, I do not recall.
No, I was like Elizabeth Holmes talking about fucking. I don't recall. I don't really remember that. I think something like that happened. Like that's. And she was like, I can feel the chip in my tooth, and I was like, are you sure? No. And then I had to put away my like a horny drunk brain and be like, hey, center right now. She's telling you she's telling you she chipped her tooth. She chipped her tooth. Just like now be caring. And I was like, I hope it's okay. And I'm like, I think this one, but a little bit.
Yeah.
Nothing that can't be like smoothed out with some like hard foods. You know?
You were gonna say with a little bit of dentistry.
That's where I thought it was going.
No.
You're just gonna You're gonna feed her like. You're just gonna like give her a diet of all hard foods and try and smooth out her tooth. You're like Googling home remedies for chipped tooth.
It's like, here, have
Carrots.
this like sandpaper wrapped avocado. Like it's
Delicious.
delicious.
I guarantee you someone in LA is eating that right now. It's minerals. It's minerals.
Those minerals.
It's funny because you joked about the Hitachi breaking it, but I feel like the Hitachi could actually maybe
yeah,
sand it
maybe
down.
get out the
Hitachi could have like slimmed it down. And to back on also making like sleeping with her. I never slept with my ex because of
because
the fact that she started immediately dating someone else.
So how long were you together?
We were together for a year and a half.
Okay.
Wow. And
So you know when you're in those relationships, those relationships that you're kind of like, it was my first love. Mm-hmm. And I was like, we're never going to last, but like, I didn't want to, I had my heart broken. Yeah. And then.
What ended the relationship, if you don't mind my asking?
She actually had definitely had started talking to this other woman, who was a DJ. And
go on.
There's nothing wrong with DJs.
Yes, sir.
I just think there is. I think there is something wrong with DJs. I think
Listener, if you're a DJ, this does not include you. Just the other DJs.
Just the other DJ. If you're a DJ, then you're a DJ. I think the worst type of people are aspiring DJs. Because I'm like,
okay.
So this is what was happening. It's like you want to play music for people to dance, just do it. Just go and do it. You don't have to talk about it all the time. Okay. Anyway. But
I like that this is also like, if you want to eat pussy, go eat pussy. You don't have to talk about it.
You don't have to aspire. Okay, just do it. But I think they had started who knows if she cheated on me, but they definitely had started talking. And I did that thing where I suspected that something was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And you're always right.
And I saw texts. So I was like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She broke up with me, and then like she had reached out to be like, well, what if we just like took a break for the summer and then checked back in the fall? And I was like, no. I knew my boundaries at that point.
Good for you. Good for you.
I am such a little simp bitch. I'd be like, yes, please.
No. At that point, I was like, fuck this. Because she immediately started dating another Asian lesbian.
And there can only be one.
And honestly, yeah.
That's very weird.
I mean, rising tides bring all boats up, but like I'll sink some of these motherfucking boats right now. Okay. The hardest part is that like I lived in Chicago at the time, and I don't know if it's like this in New York, but like the queer lesbian dance party scene is very small. We all go to the same parties and we run into each other all the time.
Yes.
The worst part is that there was one fucking drag queen who mistook me for my ex-girlfriend's new girlfriend.
Oh my
God.
God.
3 separate occasions.
3 times?
3 times. 3 separate occasions over the course of like a
3
year.
microaggressions and you're
3
out.
microaggressions. Yeah.
I think 3 microaggressions and it becomes a macroaggression.
Yeah.
Microaggression.
3 times.
It's just an aggression.
It's
just an aggression. It's just an aggression. 3 times in the middle of it. Like, I'm having fun, dancing, and then this fucking drag queen would come over and be like, "Oh my God," the name of the ex.
Oh my
And I'd be like, "I'm not that person." And then she'd be like, I'm sorry.
Do you guys have like a similar vibe?
We're both tall. I don't even
Okay.
like not at all.
You know what I mean?
I think
like
this was mostly just a racist
right.
mistake.
I think it was
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Just trying to understand the situation.
The vibe is like maybe we both had long hair.
Okay.
And
This is like how
So,
little
like-
boys.
so,
this is
like-
how little boys talk about girls that they like. She has long hair and she's tall. Just like
Yeah.
you're just like describing girl. Like it's just like she's
Like a stick figure. You got.
She's a girl.
she's a girl with hair and eyes. Like, true. That's all. We wore a lot of, black a lot of time. Like, wore a lot of black. Like, I'm just like reaching for
I can't
things.
tell you.
This is
I
a
can't
reach.
tell you
This
how
is a
many
reach.
times there's like someone. I think it might be Carmen Lagala. There's someone walking around Brooklyn where people are DMing me all the time, being like, "Did I see you in Brooklyn today?" Like this
Oh.
happens to me all the time, and the answer is always no. So obviously there is like, and I get like a lot of doppelganger, like, "Oh my God, I met your doppelganger. Oh, I met your doppelganger," and I'm never happy about it. And so
No, it's never.
Yeah.
It's never. I feel like people should not share
No.
doppelganger reveal because it's never flattering.
No, you're always the better one.
You're always the better one, and it's like that person
Yeah.
with the hair and the eyes.
Right.
That's not me.
They literally just have brown hair, like, and they wear a hat. But
Yeah.
But anyway, continue. The
No,
DJ.
I mean that was the worst. Was
Yeah.
being like, it's like not only do you see your ex-girlfriend with their new girlfriend, but you're getting mistaken for. It was just
Yeah.
like.
That's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mind fuck. It was like a RuPaul's Drag Race like challenge that I was a part of that I didn't know. That this fucking queen kept doing that.
You're just getting racially inflammatory statements from drag queens like all around town.
All around. And I'm
There's
like,
so
and-
many drag queens just being like, "Hey, are you good at math?"
and it cuts to Rue. It cuts to Rue. You did it. Yes, queen.
You did it. You did it. Oh my god.
They're like handing you tiny little pieces of paper. Like, "Could you fold this into a crane for me?"
Oh my god.
I'm coming up with
And they're just
microaggressions.
like, the queens are just behind me being like,
I'm trying to think of like what this drag queen was named. Like, and all I keep thinking is this is really bad, but all I keep thinking is Allie Simers or something like Alzheimer's. Like
Simers.
Allie Simers. I don't know. I can't think of it.
Diana Mencha.
Oh, wait. Those are really good.
Diana Mencha is just what Princess Diana would have looked like if she lived to be old.
Oh my god. I'm like racking my brain for degenerative diseases, but I can't think of any more right now.
No, we can find them.
I'm racking my brain for degenerative diseases.
I can't think of
Connie Cushion.
Connie Cushion.
That one's kind of fun.
CCE. Whoops.
CCE. That's actually really cute.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so
yeah.
funny. How did you meet? So like that was you. How long did you? Because I think there's like it's different for everybody how long you wait before you get into like another relationship, and obviously like overlapping stuff can be like so hurtful, and like feeling like the other person is moving too fast, and like that's really hard to deal with, and I feel like it's very common with like the lesbians. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we latch.
We breastfeed right away. The next one.
Well, we can't survive without the sweet mommy milk.
It's just like when straight girls break up, they drink ice cream, and when we break up, we
We're
just
like,
start reaching for the
latch.
next teat.
We're doing that thing like we've been weaned too early, like a cat. Like that's how you know. That's how you know someone's weak.
Yes, that's how you. I have a terrible image in my head.
I do as well, of a cat breastfeeding from a human lesbian.
Oh, are we not supposed to do that?
Oh.
Oh my God. No wonder you got a cat hair on your mouth. You're a milk nurse for Fulton and Fletcher.
I aspire to that.
It was 2 years before I.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like dating around my slutty phase, but I'm a little bit of a nervous Nancy when I was single and like really was
Another great drag queen. I'm sorry, that was
nervous.
stupid. She's actually pretty bad on stage. She's pretty freaked out actually. Yeah.
She'll come on stage and be like, I'm everyone. Everyone's like, speak up. She's like, I am shouting. I'm screaming right now.
Okay, listeners, you have to tune in to the YouTube for the full effect of that act out.
It's so funny.
Yo, we're having fun.
Oh, we're ripping. We're ripping.
You know, but truly, I was like, I had no game, 0. And then I met my partner, who I've been with now for 8 years, and
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
That's great.
That's lovely.
yeah, partner. I mean, she's my person, so.
Yeah.
But in my single days, I was like very awkward, very, very awkward.
I think a lot of people write in and are often like, I just got out of a relationship. I'd like to slut around, but I'm not really sure how to do that. First of all, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I didn't do that, I don't think.
Yeah, I've had phases where I have, and I've had phases where I haven't, and it's like okay to be nervous, and it's okay to take your time, you know?
Yes, it really is.
And it's okay to hook up with your ex the same week that you U-Haul with a solo poly supremacist.
That's quite the title for a book that you should.
Well, great gay sex. Thank you so much. Kate, did you have gay sex this week?
Okay, I'm still out of commish because of my circumcision.
Did you talk about this on the podcast?
We did talk. Yeah, we did talk. Oh, in case this one comes out before the other one, I sliced my finger. It's my dominant finger. It's my penis.
Yeah.
Etc.
You chopped your dick off.
Yeah.
Which seems extreme.
What were you
That you
making?
want
I was
one so
making
badly.
pumpkin pie.
You were making, honestly, worth it.
Worth it. It was really good. I had it for breakfast. But we did do some nice kissing. It was nice. It was nice to
kissing.
it was nice to kiss.
Just
yeah.
caressing of the finger, like gentle.
The finger was not involved. The finger is over here.
Okay, got
But the
it.
kissing was nice. But my story this week is a very dramatic thing that happened after our show on Sunday.
I have a show every Sunday in New York. It's fun.
And so after the show, I was getting on the train, and there was two people who had been at our show who I believe at least one of them are listeners. And they were like, oh my gosh, we had such a fun time at the show. And I was like, oh, like sweet. And I just started like kind of chatting with them. And we got on the train, and we were in the last train car. And we got on the train car, and it was clear that there was a man experiencing homelessness in there, and he was also, I think, in a bad state mentally. Mm-hmm. And he
Interesting.
had
I've never seen that before. Everyone on the train is in a bad state.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say is I was actively trying to give this guy what he needed, which was clearly space. He was annoyed that we were near some of his items and in his space.
Was it a crowded train?
No, he was like pretty much the only person on the car. There was like one other guy and then the three of us.
Okay.
And so we kind of like moved to the side, and I started so I was talking to the listeners, and they were going to be here all this week, so I started handing them tickets to my show that's tonight.
Yeah.
And that
Which
pissed
is
him
monthly.
off.
Go to it. It pissed him off, and
Pissed him off.
he was like, "Why am I not getting a ticket?
I think he was
You don't think I like drag? I'm a huge Nervous Nancy fan."
He's like, Cece's gonna be there.
Cece.
But he got
Diane.
I'm just imagining this drag show of just like drag queens that are just like totally incompetent.
Yeah, so bad, so bad.
Oh, but he got really pissed off that I was giving them free tickets, which I thought was kind of a funny thing to get pissed off at me for. Like who's the most obnoxious person on the subway? Like, yes, he has his items strewn all over the place and is screaming, but I'm the one who's hawking tickets to my fucking drag show.
I like the idea that maybe he's mad at you for not like giving yourself more worth. He's like, these are worth $10 at least.
Charge for these. Charge for these tickets.
I'll tell you what. I'll sell them. You give me 10%.
So he became angry with me, and then what followed was like a pretty kind of scary moment where I had kind of backed in an attempt to give him space, because I know people having a hard time, and this is where he is for the night. Like, I was trying to be considerate and move to the corner of the train, which ended up being not a wise thing to do, because he came towards me and I was physically cornered.
Oh, wow.
So I was basically like where the door was. Yeah, I'm okay. I was like between like where the door was. So there are like bars on either side. The two listeners that I was talking to are to my left, and there's another man to my right. And so this guy comes at me and is like yelling at me, and I calmly was like, "Hey man, we'll switch train cars at the next station. Can I please have some personal space?"
What was he yelling? Or was it just gobbled?
At this point, it was like I couldn't interpret it. And then he started yelling more and coming closer and kind of like making like threatening gestures towards me. And I was like, "Hey man, we will get out of your space, but right now I need some personal space." And I just kind of kept saying that, and then he got like very angry. He like threw something at me.
Oh.
At that point, the other man on the train got up, and this is where it's like a very interesting story. He kind of put his hand on that guy's shoulder and was like, "Hey dude, this young man is just trying to get home," referring to me. And I was like, oh my God, like,
you're scared and euphoric.
Yes. It was this insane moment. And by this time, so after that, the guy who was in a bad place started calling me bitch and fucking bitch and bitch over and over again. So it was this insane moment where I had just been called man by a stranger, but then just called bitch fucking bitch by another stranger.
So you're feeling really euphoric.
Yeah. And then I have like a listener there, and I know that the listener knows me more than these two complete strangers. Yeah. And so it's this bizarre thing. I feel like there was like somebody thinks I'm a man, somebody thinks I'm a cis woman, and somebody thinks I'm like non-binary. And I was like just like had to choose
which Goldilocks in the three genders.
Yeah. But
oh my gosh, so much is happening.
So much is happening. And so despite this very nice man like intervening even like physically to kind of like back this guy off, this man only had eyes for me. So there's four of us there, and he had locked in.
And it's definitely because of your like. So I was trying to figure that out. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Had to be.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. So it was hard. And then he took an actual like swing at me. And at that point, these listeners these sweet listeners who are from Utah.
Oh, thanks for coming to Sunday school, guys.
Wow. They rightfully freak out and they move away. And I just like see so as they're moving away and he's like had just taken a swing at me, in my mind, I'm ready for a physical altercation.
Yeah.
And I take my mask off, which I know is stupid, and I just like project and yell, and I'm like, "Get the fuck out of my face, man!"
Yeah.
And was just like really ready for it. And
your
so they
hair
run
is
away.
Standing on end.
I am like my hackles were up. I was just like fucking ready.
Yeah.
Like usually, like I said, I was trying to be so like mindful that this guy was in a bad place. And in the past, I've had to ask people to stop touching me or for my personal space, and it's usually just worked out. And this was just like an escalation, and I was just fucking ready. But then as soon as these listeners moved away, I saw a gap to escape, and I like escaped through the gap, and then it was like as if nothing had happened. Like I just like immediately went back to zero. The other guy came and introduced himself to us, and we like all shook hands and said each other's names. And I really,
is the other guy just like a regular Joe type? Like,
he's like a native New Yorker.
Okay.
Okay.
He was like, "You guys from out of town?" I was like, "No, I've lived here a while. I just like, he was really in my space." And and the other two girls were like, "We're from Utah, so this is new to us." And then the girls from Utah sat with me on the train until their stop, and just we like chatted. I was grateful that they were so kind to me, and it was nice to like spend some quality time with people. Even people that I was meeting for the first time after like such a charged incident. So thank you, listeners.
Yeah.
I remember so much about you except not your names because I was in panic mode when I learned them.
Brigham Young and Joseph Smith, I think would be.
No.
No, you don't think they're gay Mormons? You don't think they're Mormon prophets?
No.
That's their drag names.
Do you?
And then the sweetest thing was the guy who kind of came to my defense. He asked for a ticket to the show.
Wait,
which was so
okay,
sweet.
wait, I love that.
I love him. He's so sweet.
That's really sweet.
That's really sweet. Do you think it de-escalated after you moved because you took your mask off? Like, I wonder, like, I just feel like people in this time, the masks almost kind of have a barrier to like humanity. And then like to see the full face, you're like, wait, what would I was just yelling at this person that I like.
In my mind, it was just that I was able to put like yardage between us. Because when I did take off my mask, I was also like screaming.
You were baring your teeth.
So I was baring my teeth. So I don't think it would have been. I don't think it would have cracked the spell of like, oh, this is a person too, because I looked like an animal. I was just like, well, actually, I'm a raccoon. Le raccoon, le raccoon.
Oh, I'm sorry that happened, but
that's all right. There was more good to take away from the interaction than bad.
Yeah.
But it was just quite a complicated. Yeah, it felt like a gender moment.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's something that happens on the subway every day.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference. Like, this is something I've wanted to bring up with like all this stuff with Chappelle that's been happening. Like, every time we post one of these YouTube videos, if we have a trans guest on, particularly a trans woman, we get like the exponential that's not even the order of magnitude. Like, we get almost zero homophobia, almost zero sexism. But if we post a trans guest, we get so much transphobia. It's crazy. Violent transphobia. They've even like invoked Chappelle's name. And I don't think people realize when these things happen, it's if you are attuned to it, because I know you and I know other trans people and I listen to them and I listen to their stories, there's no comparison. There's just no comparison.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt in my mind that whether or not he knew that,
Right.
because he's in, an altered state.
Right.
Whether or not he knew that, I'm not sure, which is even the not funnier, but the more ironic part of the transphobia is people don't even realize that they're agitated by trans people. It's like, it's just fucking insane. It's so awful.
Violent.
It's violent.
It's so violent.
Well, this took a turn.
We went across. We did it all.
Yeah. We did. There was drag. There was U-hauling. There was hooking up with an ex. There was microaggressions. There were aggressions.
Aggressions.
What didn't this episode have?
What didn't it have?
What? We have science. We have history.
Yeah, we got art. We got Merkins.
We got Merkins.
Well, feels like
we got champagne.
We got champagne.
We got champagne.
We only have champagne.
Listener, raise your glass. A toast.
A toast.
A toast
to this episode that had everything.
Butt plugs. Let's do it. Where can people find you? What are you working on? What do you want people to know about?
I will be in the next. It's going to be on Hulu. I'm in How I Met Your Father, so I'm going to be
Oh, exciting.
on the new How I Met Your Father TV show.
Amazing.
Like recurring?
I'm a series regular. Yeah.
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck?
I'm one of the main friends.
I Googled you. That didn't come up. How did that
Google
not come
results
up?
is
don't know.
trying to fuck me over. Whoever's doing the algorithm over there is hiding all of my
You gotta
all
ask
of my work.
Jeeves. Ask Jeeves.
You gotta ask Jeeves.
Jeeves knows
Jeeves-
everything
is Jeeves
that Tien is
even
working
working?
on.
I think Jeeves does. Jeeves is better than IMDb.
Don't do this now.
Hold on, we gotta get Jeeves.
Wait. You have to tell me if it works.
I just almost typed in "ask Jews," which is a different thing. It's just
That
ask.
should be a search engine.
Ask Jews. Yes, close the window. There's a breeze. That's just the answer no matter what you ask. No matter what you ask. They're like, call your mother.
You know what I would type in all the time is bar mitzvah versus bat mitzvah, and for a long time
so funny to me that you didn't know that.
I still don't, and for a long time I felt bad about
Bat
it.
is girl.
Okay, I'm
yeah,
refusing to
that I
take in
know.
that knowledge.
Ex mitzvah is a non-binary.
Well, so
box
so I
mitzvah.
would always just say ba mitzvah so as to not like misgender anyone or say the word wrong, and now I just see it as an act of like non-binary resistance.
That's good.
Tien, ask is far worse. They don't even know that you're a comedian.
Oh.
Also,
Okay.
this looks like Google.
It does look like Google.
They just take the Google. They take worse Google
Okay,
results.
I don't know.
And then they repost them.
There's a
They
Tien
list
Tran
them
who's
backwards. They list them backwards.
This is wild. I love how they took Jeeves out of it. They were like, it's 2021. We can't have a butler running our search engine.
I think a white
They're
butler
like the
is
power
fine.
dynamics of this
You're
are
right.
bad.
A white butler that's actually
power
reverse racist.
They're like the class warfare that we've already started can't be made worse by Ask Jeeves.
It's the one thing we've gotten right.
But yes, I will be on How I Met Your Father on Hulu.
Fucking amazing.
so exciting.
I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you. You
Yeah,
deserve
congratulations.
Thank you. And I get to play a really goofy ass lesbian. So I'm like,
That's awesome.
it's really
Imagine
fun.
a lesbian playing a lesbian.
Can you believe?
It can be done.
It can. Ooh, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started.
Well, please come back. Although I think you'll be too big for us. What are your handles and everything? Where can people follow you?
You can find me just on. I'm only on Instagram because that's all my mental health can take.
Nice.
Twitter is a nightmare.
Twitter is a nightmare. Twitter, I cannot do Twitter. At Hank Tina.
Which is a bit that
Which
she
is a bit,
does.
which is a bit.
And it's so funny. It's on YouTube. Just Google Tien Tran. It'll come up on the Comedy Central sets.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And follow Kate, everybody. Kate is almost at 10K.
Woo.
I don't know why you're not following Kate, you little bitch, you little piece of shit.
You fucking idiots.
Yeah, you morons.
You morons.
Do you even
out
know
there.
how to search on Instagram? I thought that would get a laugh. Thanks for listening, listener. One more time, patreon.com/WHGS. It helps so much. You can get that sweet, sweet bonus content, bonus episodes for you almost every week, free live shows, comp tickets for my tour dates, like my upcoming ones in Phoenix, North Carolina, San Francisco, Nashville, Tennessee, Denver, Bloomington, Indiana, and New York City every Sunday. And today's gay thought. Okay, so we all heard the thing when Love Island was like, oh, it would be logistically impossible for us to have gay people on the show. And we were all like, you're a fucking idiot, Love Island. Here's my idea. I'm pitching you Ashley Gavin's Les Island. And yes, it does take place on Lesbos in Greece, which I think is an island. You're Greek, Alex. Is it an island? We think it's island-esque, and it's called Les Island, and everyone's like, what do you do with the men and the women? How do you separate? How come they won't all fuck each other? Here's how you do it, okay? You ask people to self-identify as tops and bottoms. That's how we do it. We have the tops and the bottoms. Doesn't matter if they're masc or femme, okay? And you get one switch per your season. If you haven't seen the show, it's all matching based on men and women. We would replace that with tops and bottoms, but we're not affiliating that with either gender. If you feel like you belong on Les Island, you're on Les Island. We do tops and bottoms. You get one switch per season, but then you have to be with that person for that you switched for. So it's like a big fucking deal if you switch. If you start as a bottom, but you want to switch to being a top because there's another bottom on the island that you want to les up with. Anyway, that's my horrible pitch for Les Island, and it's a lot of lesbian sex and me yelling. I think we can sell it. I think we can. Hot lesbians and queer folks in little skimpy bathing suits in Greece, and me just running around being like, you love her, you little piece of shit. I think it's gold. Someone pay me.